Hey everyone, Matt Pisarcik from RazorEmporium.com coming at you today for another shave review video. We have got the Goodfellas Smile Blazer razor, and for our software we are going to be rolling up with Catie's Bubbles, a Midnight Dreary. Let's get started. All right, we're going to take it from right here. Whenever we use a soap review, I always like to kind of let you guys see the process of making the lather. So we got the Catie's Bubbles in the house. It's new to Razor Emporium, well, somewhat. We carried it years ago, and then for whatever foolish reason, we stopped carrying it. Now we got them again. I had the owner, Chris Cullen, pick out which ones we should carry to start with, and of all of them, we did a spotlight a few weeks ago, and I really like the smell of this one, this Midnight Dreary. It's a dark and mysterious blend. And I read the description before we started the video. It's from memory, orchid, blackcurrant, black truffle, sandalwood, vanilla, amber. I'm sure there's another one or two in there, but it's a really kind of dark, mysterious, dreary smell. I liked it. Yeah, it's good. So I'm like, I can smell like this for today. But regardless of which one you pick out, they're going to have the same vegan base. And he purposely leaves room on top of the jar, like a taller jar, so that you can get your brush right in there and go to town. And that's what I'm doing. Making that lather, I like to really hydrate. Like, I always tell you guys, you almost can't use enough water. I'm sure there's obviously too much, but and I'm splishing, splashing it everywhere. But when you really start agitating, that's when you notice a good hydrated soap versus one that's dry. Now this is springing up real easy. I did put on some Razor Emporium pre-shave underneath. As my always stated caveat, I will take any kind of preparation walking into a cold studio with cold water, no shower, and just starting to shave. It's never ideal conditions, and if anything, it kind of tips the scales back to even. Compared to using these soaps in the proper environment, like post-shower, nice and hydrated, steamy room, whatever, like all that stuff's much better using a soap. This is like battle conditions, like we're in a foxhole. As I told Neil Jagger, I was like, he was reluctant to do it. I'm like, just think about your ancestors in a foxhole trying to use cold water or no water, whatever. I mean, yeah, anywho. Enough on that. So we got our lather built. Yeah, it sprung up real nice, real easy. I would honestly describe it very similar to the Razor Emporium vegan base, and also the fragrance amount. It's not, some of these artisans, like not calling any particular one out, but some go kind of hog wild with the scent, and I get it. Like, I've been at enough meetups and had enough interactions with customers in my lobby to watch. I know what they do. They get the soap, they crack the lid, they go, and they want to have this big, floral blooming scent, like hit them in the face. And that's really cool, like when you're in a showroom or something. But for a lot of people, that can actually cause irritation, like too much fragrance oil, perfuming oil. So I think this is a good amount. It's nice. I'm sure when we hit the aftershave splash, it'll finish it off nicely. Okay, cool. So there's that. For our razor today, I was thinking back of all the things we've used and not used, and I know we've been carrying this brand for more than a year, I think. This is the Goodfellas Smile, and this is out of Italy, and this is their adjustable razor. It's called the Blazer. And the really nice thing with this, the price point, it's $42. I mean, that's cheap. In the world of adjustable razors, that's like shopping at Payless for your shoes. If you know what Payless shoes are, that's where my parents took us to go get shoes when we were kids. I'm already noticing a couple of things. First off, they This is inspired by the Gibbs adjustable razor, and so is our Rex Ambassador. So I'm going to try to sound as unbiased as possible, but you're going to probably say, Matt, how can you possibly review a razor that's a competitor? I don't consider a $42 razor a competitor to a $249 razor. They're completely different of where it's made, how it's made, what it's made out of, finish, warranty. I mean, there's just a million different things. But is this a nice razor? We're going to find out how it shaves. From what I'm looking at, it's really shiny. It's made out of, it's a brass handle, and it's a zinc alloy cast Zamek head, and it's all chrome plated. So it's pretty typical. It's very similar to like a Merkur or Edwin Jagger or Mula or Parker. It's in that same price point. So that's its competitors. It doesn't compare to a CNC, stainless steel milled razor. And that's not like disparaging, it's just pointing out facts, like that's just facts. Okay, the other interesting thing is it has a scallop guard. Ours, the Rex Ambassador is just a straight, solid guard. In terms of its adjustable range, it's doing the a little bit more than 360-degree turns. So it's got a red dot, and it goes all the way around. It actually takes quite a lot of engineering to get it to start and stop exactly where you want it. And I can tell you, they're not doing some of the things we're doing to get that. That's not, again, a disparagement, it's just a comment. They also did take a note out of the Rex book. This feature of having this knob drop down, that's something that we incorporated into the Gibbs design that wasn't there originally, that other people have now kind of imitated, because it's, when you have a three-piece razor and you take this off and now this knob falls out too, it's a lot. And so I wanted to retain that, and they're retaining it the same way, but having a little clip and a space on the knob so it drops down out of the way. Okay, that all being said, we're gonna load up with the Rex Platinum blade. A blade that I'm just really familiar with, I use a lot, so it's a good reference blade for me. All right, best way to load any three-piece or two-piece style razor I like is a flat hand. Put the cap in it, safely drop the blade over the top, and then drop this whole assembly down on top of that. And then with your other hand, or sorry, your fingers here, you can kind of thread the cap on, and then you can do your final tightening. And that's just the safest, easiest way I've found. And that's the way that Gillette showed. In the original 1904, 1905 ads, that's how Gillette showed how to load their razors. I think it's a smart way. Since I've been blabbing for the last minute or two, we'll go ahead and just kind of touch up and refresh our lather, make sure we're giving everything a fighting chance to be as best as possible. And we'll get started. I'm excited to try this. I was excited to carry it. Again, there's no, I wear a lot of hats. Yeah, I'm the owner and designer for Rex, but I'm also the owner and operator of Razor Emporium, retail shop. I want to carry, all the different things. So we're going to start as low as possible. It goes 1 through 6. We're going to start on 1. And I always say that any adjustable razor should go from mild to wild. But even on 1, it should actually shave. So that's always my qualifier when we're designing a razor, is even the lowest setting should still do something. If the lowest setting doesn't do anything, what's the point? It should at least shave, even if very mildly. And we have success. It's cutting hair at 1. That's nice. Okay. I'm going to immediately bump it up. We're just going to go right up the numbers till we find one we like. Now it's just a nut that travels on a thread, so there's no clicking. So it's going to go from 1 to 2. You could stop anywhere along that. I'm just going to arbitrarily go from 1 to 2 just so we can kind of keep track. Okay, getting more efficient. Still comfortable. It's a little closer than over here. I'm going to go from 2 to 3. And this is where on our razor, I'm usually like around the 3, 3.5, 4 range. So in terms of numbers, that's where I'm sitting. But please keep in mind, these numbers aren't like objective comparable numbers. If their guard is wider or narrow than ours, it's going to be different. If their blade angle is different than ours, it'll be different. And their starting gap, all these things. So like there's a lot to how a razor shaves. I like 3. That's definitely feeling more efficient. I'm just going to keep on going until I find where I don't like it. Go to 4. Definitely starting to feel some blade. No chatter, chatter. It's good. That's feeling great. Maybe a slight on the aggressive side from what I would like. I'm just gonna arbitrarily go up to 5, even though I'm really comfortable at 4. We're gonna go up to 5 and we're gonna come over here. So 5 is maybe a little bit more efficient, but I'm definitely getting more blade feel. And just for comparison's sake, we're gonna go all the way to 6. Let's try 6 on this. And I went to my cheek on purpose because my cheeks are more resilient than my neck. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a tiny bit more efficient, but I'm just feeling more blade. So I'm actually gonna bump it back down. I was really liking like maybe 3.5, 4, so it's very similar. I haven't looked at their blade gap range. We can put that in the comments, or description, I should say. To see how it compares. Yeah, I would just say in general, my thoughts are that it's a nice razor. I think for an adjustable razor, it's really hard to beat for the price. Like, this would actually compete with more like the Parker variant or the Merkur Progress for the price point and the feature set you're getting. But I was noticing, like, in between takes here, and we'll do a close-up of this, this guard, especially as you open it up, really can rock back and forth. I can really easily move the guard and slant it and cockeye it left and right. Super easy. And a wizard never tells all of its secrets. We had to work a lot and design many components of the razor to prevent that from happening. And they may not have been as careful to design those things. Again, it's not a disparagement, it's just an observation. Like, we did a lot of refinement. All right, we're gonna come back over here. Yeah, I would still not hesitate. Like, let's say I was talking to a customer in our lobby and they said to me like, oh, I really feel like I need an adjustable razor, or I'm curious about one, or I've been wet shaving for a couple months and I want to like make the next jump. I would first like qualify the customer and be like, hey, you know, is quality important to you, or precision, or materials, or where it's made, or warranty, or is price? Like, is it the price point that is like your determining factor, or like these other things? Because I tell our staff this, you never want to make a buying decision for the customer. Like, that's not my job to feel embarrassed or like I'm somehow asking a lot for them to spend, you know, more on a razor, because a lot of the guys out there, they don't care what it costs, or they want to make sure they're paying for quality, or they don't want to buy a razor, you know, 3 different razors. They want to buy one, you know, kind of buy once, cry once. And so I always start by just qualifying, like, so what are you looking for in terms of, you know, value? Is price a concern? Do you have a budget in mind? Like, these kind of questions. And based off that, I could easily point someone to this if they said, yeah, I'm in college, I'm just getting started, or I, you know, don't have a lot of money to spend on this hobby. Or they may come and say, price is not an object. I want quality. I want the best. Finishing off with Catie's. Yeah, definitely. Ooh, I really like that. There's a note. Oh, you know what? I think it's I think there's some alum in here. Is that what it is? Is there alum? No. Oh, it's menthol. That's what it is. It's the menthol. He puts the menthol in here. I like that. I'm gonna get some more of that. Menthol is one of those things where you got to be careful because you can really go overboard really easily. That's amazing. Like watching our soap making process, like I've learned, it can go from mild to wild, just like an adjustable razor. It can get crazy with menthol. You can burn people's faces off. Who is it? Declaration Grooming. They give you a little tiny bottle of menthol to add to the aftershave. And we've had customers ask, like, how much should I add? Like, I'm like, well, just take a couple drops at a time. But I mean, it's really easy to go overboard. But I think this is a great amount. It's definitely more than like Proraso, but it's not like uncomfortable. I remember years ago, a good friend of ours, Stefan from The Holy Black, he had a lavender creeper, it was called. I think it's my all-time favorite soap. And he called it creeper because it was a special synthetic kind of menthol. And it didn't hit you at first. You'd put it on, like the aftershave or the soap, and it would just slowly kind of ramp up, and it would get this ice cold feeling after like maybe a few, like 20, 30 seconds. It was kind of cool. This is regular old menthol, it feels like, and it hits you instantly. But that's a really nice shave. I'm happy. I think this is a good overall razor. I think it's a great value for the money. And it's nice that you have a range of exposures here. And again, that customer who maybe has the super heavy beard, thick coarse hair, or more of a light beard or sensitive skin, there's a setting for everyone in here. I like that I could go from 1 to 6 and everything shaved. There was no like, oh, you got to get past 2 before it starts working. And like, no, it was good. If I was a younger shaver, maybe light beard, tender skin, I'd go 1 or 2. I was liking 3, 3.5 maybe. But if you have a super coarse beard or you got those tough as nails skin, you can go up to 5 or 6. So good stuff. Made in Italy. The Blazer and Catie's Bubbles. I'm so happy we have them back in the store and we were able to actually use it again. I like this Midnight Dreary a lot, especially that menthol finish. That's what I got. If you've used Catie's Bubbles, which one's your favorite? Which one should I use next? Tell me below. If you've used the Goodfellas Smile, what are your thoughts on this guy or another one of their razors? Tell me below in the comments. I want to hear from you. And if you do leave a comment, you are entered in to win this, the official Razor Emporium Black and Blue t-shirt. That's all I got today, guys. Please like this video if you liked it, share it with someone who needs to see it, and subscribe to our channel, of course. And we'll see you next time at Razor Emporium for all things vintage shaving. Thanks, guys.